Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. Today we're in the garage working on the hairiest furnace I've ever seen. If you missed that video removing this furnace from the camper, I'll link it right up here if you want to go see that. I will not video reinstalling it, just because I won't. I figured 2 videos out of 1 furnace should be plenty. This thing has a bad fan motor, and I discussed it in that other video, but just in case you didn't watch that, I talked to the customer. I told him that I like to replace the board whenever a motor goes bad, because it still has the OEM board in it, and seems like the OEM boards, if if the motor goes bad, it seems like within just a couple months or whatever, we replace the motor. Within a couple months, that board goes bad. So I always like to give the customers the option, because if it were mine, that's what I would do. And all I know how to do is treat people the way I'd like to be treated. Because furnace or the board's $220, $221 or whatever for a Dinosaur board for a fan 50 plus. But it's cheaper to do it now than it is, dead of winter, coldest day of the year, and furnace quits working because the board went out. So, yeah. Couple things real quick. That is where that's why I had to shave my beard. I had to have that cancer removed. And I think God done a pretty good job. I look better, right? That's phase 2 of my facelift. This was phase 1. That's phase 2. Don't know where phase 3 is going to be yet. Hopefully there won't be any, but if there is, man, I'll be young and beautiful before you know it. Speaking of young and beautiful, if you have not gone to my other channel, Hillbilly RV Behind the Curtains, please go check that out. If you like that kind of junk, watch it, subscribe, share it, whatever. Now, in this video, you may have noticed in the background, there was a 0-turn mower on the lift, and I was draining the oil out of that. Well, some folks contacted me from VEVOR, VEVOR, and they had some products, and they was like, would you be interested in getting one of these products for free and giving an honest evaluation of it? Now, I did see something on that list that I was interested in. It was a new oil catch can. Let me show you real quick. It is a 20-gallon version. It is on wheels, and I'll show you here in a few minutes what I like the best about it and what I like the least about the one I had. You can adjust the funnel on this from 38 to 65 inches tall. I've got it as tall as it will go. Now let's crack this drain plug. It does have a 15-inch funnel, and if you're anything like me, it could be a 60-inch funnel, and you'd probably still make a mess. But it does, it's ample size, I do believe. Let's see if she takes the oil. Oh yeah. That's what you like to see. Of course, I still got some on the floor. I mean, you can't change oil without making a bit of a mess, can you? We will go ahead and spin that oil filter off there and let it be draining there also. They had a lot of other tools for me to choose from. Like I said, this one interested me the most because I wasn't really happy with my old catch can. Just lay that filter down in there and let it drain. Woo! A little hot. Hot, hot, hot. I just wheeled it in here to the tank. Now, what I did not like about my old one was the fact it was an 8-gallon container. I never filled it up, but still, if it would get 5 gallons of oil in it, you'd have to disassemble it, pick it up, and physically dump it in the tank. And that's a pain. Let me show you how you get the oil out of this one. This is what I liked about this the most. Now, my air here in the shop does run like 150, 175 pounds, so we do need to cut the air pressure down. But that's easy enough. I got a regulator right here. Now, I'm gonna cut that down to about 5 pounds to start with. Now, I will say one thing. The instructions are not real clear to me how much pressure to put in that tank. This is all the instructions came with it. And I will say, minimal assembly required. Had to put the funnel on the pipe, put the pipe in the tank, and put the drain hose on the tank, and that was it. So pretty minimal, but the directions are very vague here. So like I say, I'm gonna start out at like 5 pounds and see what that does. I don't think it will take much air pressure in that tank to move that oil out of that tank. We just take the drain hose, just hang it right there on the tank, cut this little valve off right here, which they provided, hook up our shop air. There's a valve here for the drain hose. It is open. We need to close this valve so that the air pressure will stay in the tank. Then we just crack this valve right here. See if the oil comes up through that hose. So I got it cut down pretty low. I might have to cut the air pressure up a little bit. Nope. 5 pounds is plenty. I'll tell you what, folks, I like that. If I didn't like it, I'd tell you I didn't like it. But I like that. That's there's about 8 gallons of oil in there, and it should just pump it right out of there. You see that? Man, it ain't gonna take long to drain, and that's way better than lifting up 5 gallons of oil and dumping in that tank. So there you have it. That is the 20-gallon VEVOR drain tank. Like I say, I'm impressed with it. Yes, they gave it to me for free, but I told them I would only. All right, you kind of do have to be ready for it to empty because it was just. You heard it. It's all over the place. I can't change oil without making a mess, no matter what kind of fancy equipment I have. So yes, you do be ready when it gets empty to cut the valve off. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. Just operator error caused that problem. Now, there will be links in the description below if you'd be interested in buying one of these. And they also gave me a discount code. And it will also be in the description below. It is Save More 5. It will save you 5%. So, let's get back to the regular video now. Quit playing around. Let's get started on this furnace. Let's get it out of the case real quick. And then we'll start disassembling it so we can replace the fan motor. Already took the service screw out, and if you watch the other video, this furnace slid right out of here last time. Pretty much did this time too. Just got stuck on the bottom. Yeah, curious to see what the fans look like. And there's some of the hair in the furnace box. go ahead and remove this bracket that holds that the board's mounted to, get it out of the way. Yeah, if it's already had a Dinosaur board in it, I wouldn't be concerned about the motor going bad. But since this is an OEM board, I just don't, you know, I mean, it's just my experience that this board will go bad soon. When? Yeah, I don't know. It's just soon. Definitely, if it's going to go bad, it's going to go bad at the worst possible time. Set that over out of the way. And then we've got, set it up like this. We've got, yeah, leave it like that. Let me move y'all again. So I know it's a little hard to see, but we got several screws to take out. This plastic case, at least this is an older furnace. The Suburbans may still use screws, where Dometic has gone to clips, plastic clips that puts all this stuff together. Oh, we got maybe 10 or 12 screws to get out all around this thing. So what happens is this part of this housing where the squirrel cage fan is comes off, and then we have to take the combustion fan thing apart just the same. It just splits in two, and then we can lift that motor out and we'll have access to both of our fans at that point. The blower wheel or the room fan. It's called several things. Several of the furnace manufacturers have called them different things over the years. Like say room fan, blower wheel, squirrel cage fan. They just like to always keep people guessing about what stuff's called. Because I mean, why be consistent, right? When you can be inconsistent across the board. That's always better, right? Yeah. Oh, and the other video, if you go watch it, it'll show you how I diagnosed this also. I'm not just changing a fan motor just to be changing a fan motor. This one is actually bad. Get this little triangle brace over here between the two fan housings. Now I think I got all the screws out of the combustion wheel side. Let's see if it'll come off. I think I got all the screws. Pretty tight fit. Okay, so we got that loose. I got a couple more screws in the blower wheel housing to get out. There we go. There it is. There's our cell switch. We'll have to get the ground wire off the motor. It comes through there all the way back here underneath to a ground terminal. It's got 4 wires on it. That through there, that gives us a little more room. Might as well get the fan. The red wire for the fan comes over and goes to the board. So let me get it cut loose real quick. There's a couple of zip ties on this bundle of wires. See if I can do this without cutting the finger off. As y'all know, the ones of y'all that watch my channel, you know how I bleed. Funny thing is, I very seldom ever cut myself with a knife. I shouldn't say that, but it's true. It's always, the best blood is usually when I cut myself on something that ain't even sharp. Well, I should go get some side cutters, I guess. That zip tie up there is tough, buddy. Well, holy moly. About stinking time. Okay. Now we got our 2 motor leads. Now we can get rid of this. Then we can lift the motor out. Again, it fits tight in over there. There's a couple little rubber things on the side of the motor, but make it fit really tight in this plastic case. So we can set this down out of the way. There is what we were after. Now, this has clamps. I don't know if you can see those or not. Take a Allen wrench to get those clamps loose. See if we picked the right size first time. Oh, she's gonna be metric. I didn't bring the metric ones in. Really? I hate it when they do that. Yep, I think. Let me try the next size smaller, but believe it or not, it'll be metric. Every now and then they do that. Slip a metric in on us. Oh yeah, got some metric. Let me go get my metric Allen wrenches, and I'll be right back. Y'all take this opportunity to take a bathroom break or get you a cup of coffee or something. Actually, you won't have time because I'll edit all this out, so because it'll be just like I'm back. Now we got metric Allen wrenches. Let's see if this works. Oh, now would probably be a good time to make sure that we got the right motor too. This is an SF30FQ furnace, I do believe, and that's going to be your motor. Now, I rag on the OEM boards, but when I'm putting a motor in a furnace, I want an OEM motor. I do not want a universal motor because I just don't have good luck with them. And if you order a motor off Amazon, chances are, be my guess, yeah, looks like it should be right. I would say that if you order a fan motor for your furnace off Amazon, I about guarantee you it's going to be a universal motor. And like I say, I just don't like those things. I've had very bad luck with those things before. So this fan here is just about at the end of the shaft. That'll just give us a pretty good idea of where to put it back on there. These fans are plastic, so we got to be careful. Now I am going to just stick this back on the motor real quick. I'm going to clean this. I'm going to clean this fan, but for right now, I'm just going to stick it back on that motor where it belongs, and we're going to get the combustion wheel off of here. There's that clamp. Oh, can y'all even see? So there's that clamp. There's my Allen wrench. Now this one here is down about 1/4 inch. So that doesn't sound good. I'm seeing cracks in it. These plastic fans are kind of fun to get off here sometimes. You really have to almost pull on both sides at the same time, which is really, really hard to do. Maybe we push it off, not send it across the room. Oh, there we go. See how the end of that motor was rusted? That's why that came off so hard. Again, I'm just gonna stick this on here for a minute. I'll tell you what, actually, I'm gonna blow this one off, and then we'll take that one off and blow it. Just with some compressed air. I'm in the shop here, so I have access to compressed air. Let me blow these off, we'll be right back. Got those blowed off. Tell you what, we'll just go ahead and set this one. That way, we'll just get it close, snug that clamp up. That way we can set it on the end. It don't slide around. We might have to make final adjustments once we put it in the case. This will get us really close. These are, it's a D-shaped shaft with a corresponding D-shaped female hole in the fans. So you gotta get them on there right. If you'll remember, we wanted to go just about even on this one. There we go. Our clamp come off on that one, so let's put our clamp back. There is a little relief in the fan to get your wrench through. So put that clamp on there the correct way so you can get your wrench through that relief. All right. And yes, I did remember to put the little foam pad on the motor over there. So let me get that, I'm just gonna blow that furnace off some. Let me get that blowed off, and then we'll be back to reinstall this. All right, well, we got everything blowed off except for that. Give me just a second. Let's set our motor in there and see how our fans look. Got to make sure we've got the motor oriented correctly. We do. Because those two little plastic tabs or rubber tabs, I think they're plastic actually, on that motor slide down in that. Combustion wheel's fine. The blower wheel's touching something. Not exactly sure. Sometimes you have to get the upper part of the case on before everything's all lined up. Let me see if that's going to be the case on this one. Because the blower wheel location looks just fine to me. Let's get those wires run through that. Sorry, y'all couldn't see again. Just run those motor wires through this side of the case over here. slid down there where it belongs. Yeah. Once we get this screwed down, that's going to be fine. Let me get all these screws back in here. We don't want to forget. Your triangle brace. It goes on the bottom. So let me get, like I said, let me get all these screws back in here, and then we'll be back. I'll tell you what, we'll just keep going here. Yes, I blowed the cell switch out. This is an older Suburban furnace, so I am not concerned about the cell switch being bad, because that's a Dometic thing, which makes absolutely no sense. Probably the same companies make cell switches for all these furnaces. Dometic sure has a lot of bad cell switches. Got our little triangle thingy here. Oh, maybe it goes on this side. Yeah, this is the bottom. I had my bottom and my top confused. And we're just going to keep turning everything. Just reaching in there, turning the fan. Make sure everything's good. And it is. Pretty close tolerances on those fans inside these cases, so don't get excited if you got a fan rubbing. Like just now, you know, it was just because it was misalignment. As soon as we start bolting screwing the motor down so it's secured and oriented correctly and straight and blah, 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 everything's good. Life is good. Oh, I know something might be fun. What other RV channels do you guys and gals out there watch? Not just repair channels, but just RV channels in general. So I know me and my wife, we really enjoy Keep Your Daydream. We watch Mark and Trish all the time. And of course I watch James, Hazy Expert, and Darren at My RV Works. Those are some of my favorites. I've watched some other people along the way. Every now and then I'll watch Andrew Steele. Rotate the fan, still good. I don't know. I enjoy different people for different things sometimes. Just curious, who do y'all watch? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know who you watch. You may have a channel that I don't know anything about yet that I might enjoy. Right? Last screw. Rotate in. Good. No noise. So that's good. All right. Oh, y'all can see where that ground bus is at now. Since y'all are on the right side, correct side. It's at That black fan motor wire just comes over here and plugs on with all these other ground wires for the furnace, like so. The red wire go to the board. Oh, I should have brought some sockets in so I could change that board. Let me go get some sockets and a driver, and we'll switcheroo this board. Once again, I'm talking about stuff and you can't see. I'll go grab some sockets, or I'll go grab a socket. We'll get this board switched out, and then we'll be ready to test this thing soon. I'll grab a couple of little zip ties to zip tie these wires back up. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Get this old board off of here. Get a brand new Dinosaur board out. She's a Fan 50 Plus. Best propane appliance board on the planet. Been using these things exclusively for almost 30 years. Just good boards. Never have problems with them. Once you install a Dinosaur board, you're good. Unless it gets some kind of physical damage, like gets wet or something, it is worry-free. I mean, you can't blame it if it gets wet, right? That's above and beyond right there. Oh, y'all can't even see what I'm doing. Man, I tell you what, I suck at video and stuff for YouTube. Get them nuts started back, get them snugged up. These terminals are marked on here, the spade terminals, but actually you just can't hardly get them wrong, because one female spade is really narrow, so it goes on the really narrow one, and the other one is wide, so it goes on the wide one. You can't, well, I shouldn't say you can't, I'm sure somebody has, but you'd have to try really hard to get those wrong. I mean, really hard. Pull our motor wire over here and put it on the one that's marked motor, or the wide one. Go ahead and hook up our igniter wire to the little sparky thingy. Make sure there's no dust in that connector. Go ahead and plug it in. And we are ready to put our 2 screws back in that. And then we will get our couple zip ties on those wires, the ones to replace the ones we cut off. We are ready to test this bad boy. Put a zip tie right there. Use my new favorite strippers. I call them Maxine. They're the kitty cat ones. My brother sent me these. He is a Caterpillar mechanic, and he knows how I like that style of stripper. So he took that one off of his truck and sent it to me, and he's gonna buy him a new one, which these are like brand new. He's had them on the truck for a while, you can tell, but as far as the cutter and the wire strippers, everything just is sharp, looks like brand new. Apparently he don't use them as much as I do, because after I've had them on the truck for 6 or 8 months, they're starting to get dull and wore out. All right. Yep, we're gonna test it just like this, If it works okay, then we'll slide it in the case, we'll test it again, and if it's okay, then we'll call it good, and I'll go reinstall it. So let me, it's dark outside, let me get my van backed up here to the door, so we can test this thing. Maybe you'll have some light to see by. Got the onboard propane hooked up. Got the bottle on. Got wires hooked to the furnace. Let me twist the two blue thermostat wires together and let's see what happens. Well, I'm going to call that a success, folks. She's sitting there on the truck burning and smells good, and sounds good, and is good. So don't y'all get good. Get down in that comment section. Leave me a comment, a criticism, concern. I am not going to fix another one tonight because it is 8:15, October the 9th when I am filming this. And as you can tell, it's starting to cool off here in southern West Virginia. So I'm gonna get my jacket on and put this thing in the case and try it one more time, and then we'll call her good. So catch y'all later.